Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video from Crypto. My name's Kevin, aka Crypto, and today we're going to talk about 5 different medical stocks that you should be looking into to purchase once this coronavirus outbreak crisis is over, I guess. We all want to make smart decisions and logical trades for the future, right? I mean, who doesn't, right? But what's happening right now is we're seeing the market just pummel towards the downside in different stocks. And what happens is once this is over, we want to invest into the top performing companies. And usually, an investor or somebody that's looking to invest will have a portfolio and diversify their stock into different stocks. And that's why, if you're looking to get into medical stocks, strong medical companies that will continue going higher, we hope, of course. By the way, whatever trades you make, I just need to put this as a notification in the beginning. Whatever trades you make, I'm not reliable for anything. This is just educational content where we can talk about logical trades and make a educated analytics. We can analyze the market with common sense and logic, right? So I'm going to dive into 5 different stocks that I personally think have a great potential. I mean, we already see here on Johnson & Johnson. Well, let's jump into it. First one is first, and it's Johnson & Johnson out of United States, placed on the New York Stock Exchange. And this is the price action right now. And we can kind of see what's going on right now, right? We're on the daily chart. Let's go out on the monthly chart. So what's happening right now? We see that they're not getting hit way too hard. They were getting hit pretty hard in the beginning of the outbreak. You can kind of start seeing it here. The beginning of this month, they broke down towards the lows of this range that we're currently in. Within this range, I would say somewhere around here. Oops. All right, something like that, where we see how price has kind of been moving in this area. Now, people are coming out with information or news outlets are coming out with information that China started to recover from the virus, which means that once China is done with the virus, you should be getting ready to purchase stocks again, because the downwards trend is not going to be continuous forever unless the economical damage is too great. I don't see this going down seeing the market go down way too much more if the cure is underway or if the solution is underway. However, nobody knows, and nobody has the answer to this. And honestly, I personally cannot really trust the Chinese government that much as of now, due to the ways how they've been doing different things. So what could you be looking for here before you enter into Johnson & Johnson? Well, first things first, I would probably be looking towards another downwards movement. I don't think the sellers are done yet. Fine, we got in some new information that a vaccine's on the way. We've gotten some information that, like I said, China is looking for, or no, sorry, China's not looking for. Sorry guys, I just been working, so it's 11 o'clock in the evening, so I might be a bit dizzy, but excuse me for that. Anyways, right, there's possibly some positive news here, and it's the medical field. People need Johnson & Johnson because they're creating products that are in the medical field, and it's high demand right now. So depending on if they can kind of keep supply going and it doesn't kind of dry out or stuff like that, I would start seeing it's kind of let's say the moving average is here, right? We've seen a strong push towards the downside. Buyers have come and retested the moving average, and now it's starting to move down again, right? So I would wait to see if the sellers can be strong enough to make their way down to the lows of this range here, right? if we can see the sellers come down here, we could enter a position then for a long-term medical portfolio, because then we know that this is an area where buyers have been previously, right? So we know that there are buyers here, buyer interest. Now, depending on how the virus continues, we could see it move down to these lows down here, 112 instead of 136 where it's at right now. And that's most likely, that's not even being conservative. Like a conservative educational guess would be somewhere around there. Oops. But that would be if we're seeing a huge shortage of supply. I mean, we're talking mishandling their stock, if you will, inventory, if you will. So we could see price move down towards the range here. We could enter there with a little bit, because I mean the goal is that the price will, no matter what situation we're in, yes, we're going to get a pullback, but the question isn't if we're going to get a pullback or not, it's what price should we get in at. And the question also isn't, is the price going to go back up, because we know that these kind of companies are strong, and they're the ones that make it through crises and economical crashes. So if you see price move down here, you could start looking for an entrance, another entrance, and another entrance for the move up again once the crisis is over. You can start looking for profit taking up at the highs here and see it continue going once the market crashes over. Second company, Intuitive Surgical Inc., another medical stock that you should be looking to add to your portfolio. Let's go into the monthly chart here. Definitely seeing a huge hit on this one, also a range, and people are a bit undecisive on what they should be doing here due to them actually creating products that are needed during this epidemic or pandemic, if you will, which it is now. What are different levels that we could be looking for? We see that it's just retesting this previous low down here at 366. We're just tested today, I think it was. And then you have where it's already passed down here. So we have two areas of support. Number uno. Support number one, support number two. So we got two levels of support down here. And these are areas where, like I said, on the other stock, Johnson & Johnson, these are areas where we want to start looking for buying opportunities for the long term. If you ask me, we could go back and fact check this afterwards. I don't know if I'll remember it, but remind me if you will, if you watch this video a month from now or at the end of March. My prediction is that I don't think the sellers are going to be able to hold this break. I think they've gotten some liquidity now, and people are starting to understand that this is a medical company that people are going to need. This is a strong company that will continue to go up, even though they've pushed through here. The candlestick is not over, and this could just be another candlestick like this one right here, where you see a breakout towards the downside, but then it finishes at the end of the month inside the range again, and then we start seeing price action movement back up to the highs here, and then potentially even higher depending on the market. So first position to look for would be, I mean, could already be entered here. Some people, you can see that people are starting to buy it here because they understand, right? And then these are the three different areas where you should be looking for entries, but it's a bit too late right now to get in on these levels, so I wouldn't just buy blindly into this. I would wait and see at the end of the month, did we close below with a strong push towards the downside, because otherwise we're most likely just going to get a green engulfing candle that's just going to cover up the seller's push towards the downside. So wait to the end of the month, see what happens, Did the sellers continue to push down, and do we close below this area? Start buying, right? Start buying in these areas right here for the long-term position, because remember, as the moving average comes down, price is going to come, retest, and we're going to see if the sellers are strong enough to continue going down to these areas right here, where would be the next support level 3, which would be the best price, I would say. I mean, imagine getting in at $304 here and then just seeing price move back up, right? Or at least into the range again, and then finishing at the highs of the range, which is a previous area of resistance and seller action. So yeah, this was number 2. Number 3, Pfizer Inc. Corporations. We're going to go into the technical chart here. Not the most expensive stock, but this is also one of those stocks that are extremely interesting during crisis times. And you see these companies aren't actually experiencing the same amount of trauma or financial hits as different, tech stocks and whatnot. So we can kind of see just thinking here. So we can see that we're actually right now in an area of support right here, where we're actually seeing, well, that color did not do itself justice. There we go. So we're currently in a very important area where we would love to see, for us to actually put this into our portfolio, we would love to see the stock actually finish above this area. You could even wait another month if you want to. I think it's too late by that time. If you want to see a strong, reversal candle, you could wait for that another month to just make sure that the buyers are really in it to win it, and you want to see that close above the moving average, right? So let's pretend the moving average is here, right? Right, we can see that it closes above here. We might get a green candle that comes up, right? And it's strong, it finishes strong, but it's inside of the moving average. That's not enough. Price will most likely move towards the downside. We want to see a clean, strong break towards the upside. We could buy there, that's a bit high, but what we would love to see is green candle above, right? And then retest the moving average, and then a strong break towards the upside. That's where we really want to, sorry, it's a bit high. Strong move towards the upside, and here is where we want to buy approximately, right? So we want to get back up to these highs, and this is a good area for profit taking if you're looking for a short-term investment. But as I said, these are the type of companies that you want to be looking at for a long-term perspective as well, since price is getting very cheap here. I mean, look at this is 2015-13. I mean, 2011. These are areas that we have not visited for years. I mean, look back here, 2006. It was around this level. So we're down hitting levels that we haven't been hitting for a while now. We're talking years. And another theory could be that, let's see here. Let's see. Since we're inside of the range, we could see price move up towards the highs of the range and then retest towards the lows here, down on the support line, this trend line here. Once it comes here, we see a strong break above the moving average on a shorter time frame, or a smaller time frame, and then we purchase around here for a long position, for a long-term position, right? So just some thoughts. We're looking to go long into one of these, into Pfizer, but when is the question. You could even start purchasing now. Like, if you want to be a bit more aggressive, this is not a bad entry. Honestly, the area we're in right now, you're actually in a very good position if price closes above this trend line right here at approximately $32.50. So yeah, that was Pfizer. We got another company here called number 4 on the list is Medtronic PLC, uh, and you can see they've kind of taken a big hit here. But that's just a great opportunity for us, right? I just want to test some stuff here first. That's a bit conservative. It looks a bit more like it, yeah. These are different areas where we could see or somewhere around here. Just drawing it up just for a second here, guys. I'll be right with you. This is kind of good for you as well to see how you kind of draw the trend lines, support and resistance ranges, trend lines, you name it. Everybody draws them a bit differently depending on who your coach was. And here we go. So here we have Medtronic PLC, another Medicare stock, if you will, a medical stock that you could be looking to go long in now once the crisis is over. We're already hitting a level here which could be the level where price actually ends up, one second, closing above. Because, I mean, look at it. We're kind of seeing buyers taking back a little bit of that charge back into this mini range that we've been seeing here for quite some time, right? So we're kind of seeing the sellers respect this area and buyers starting to take back action in this area. What we want to see is we want to hold a bit. We want to hold until the end of the month. It's the 17th right now. We want to see if the sellers can break through here. If they can with confidence, I would almost even want them to break through this support line as well as 71. Could be a tall ask, but seeing these strong falling knives, it's definitely a possibility, if you will. So yeah, I want to see price come down low and break here strongly. If it does, I would probably wait for another couple of days to weeks to see if price moves down to these areas here, and then just purchase the upward movement, because what we could be seeing is a strong breakdown and then actually retraces back up to the trend line that we've been seeing here, right, to get some resistance or support to, yeah, support for the sellers, if you will, and then see it finish this move down towards the downside here. That's the ultimate goal. However, if price finishes inside of this range right here, I could even see myself buying a couple shares here, putting it into the portfolio for a long term, because remember, our goal is always to come back to the top as what, no matter what. So that's one option, but the ultimate would be down here, because we do see a strong movement down and we don't see anything other than this range that's kind of stopping it. I mean, you do have this one and this one, I guess, but you have this strong trend line that has been broken. So either purchase here or you're purchasing around this area of support. All right, let's go into the last one. Abbott Laboratories, definitely a company that people are looking into now during these times of crisis and virus pandemics. Not seeing a huge hit on this one. People understand the value in this stock, and this is pretty simple. You either buy right now because we see price finish within that range the previous month, and we're currently in the next month with a try of the sellers. Sellers tried, one sec. Yeah, sellers try to push through and end the month there. Tried there. So we have a couple tries where sellers have been trying to break through this line but haven't really been successful, and knowing that this company is a company that is needed during the time of a virus, you could start purchasing right here. You could wait for price on the smaller time frame. Oops. Let's see what's happened. Right, we see price move down. Yeah, kind of finish above here and then purchase, right? So that you actually get a good entry. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise you can be a bit more conservative if you don't want to be that aggressive and wait for price to move down towards these areas of, one sec, previous, yeah, these previous areas. So these are areas where you can slowly get in, which, yeah, these areas are acting as support right now, and buyers are in it to win it right now. So this is definitely not a bearish market. You can see that they haven't been hit that hard by the virus, an even stronger indication for why you should be investing into this company, because they know what they're doing. And yeah, I mean, you see they didn't even get that affected by the 2008 crash. So yeah, these guys, it's a long hold, this company. You definitely see quality in this company. It's like, it's almost like I wish they had actually already been visiting these areas down here, and they actually made it through at the end of the month. Press through here, we saw a retracement, pullback from the sellers, and then a movement down here, which we could possibly still see depending on the end of the month. Remember, the end of this month is very important, because then we get more information on where we're at with the coronavirus, and also if we should be investing into these stocks and where they're at when it comes to price action. So wait for the end of the month, see if the buyers actually take this above the moving average, and break that range on the 1 hour chart that we were just looking at. If not, just be patient. I think one of the most important things during times like these is just to be patient. We're trying to make educated, logical trades for a long-term position in our portfolio. This is not any quick money making guide or anything like that. This is actually just looking for smart investments, where to place your money, where you know you're going to get the most value for your buck and the biggest potential to grow without it being a Ponzi scheme or something like that. Guys, you've been watching Crypto's video here, Kevin aka Crypto, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because we're covering this coronavirus a lot. And I know I might be sounding a bit tired today, but I love what I do. And yeah, please hit that like button if you actually enjoyed this video and you made it all the way to the end. And yeah, take care, guys. Don't forget to listen to my podcast, Bev's World, BEVSWORLD. It's on every podcast platform, and it's a bit more, comedy related. So thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Bye.